Your brain is a fantastic machine. Almost every neuron inside your brain will fire around 25,000 times during this video. So, how does your brain remember things if it's moving so quickly? There are three main types of memory: sensory, short-term, and long-term. Sensory memory involves data from all five senses being interpreted and briefly stored by your brain. This is only stored for less than a second, long enough for the brain to process it. However, some of this data may be converted into the next type of memory: short-term memory. Short-term memory, or STM, has a limited capacity and can only remember items for around 15 to 30 seconds. Based on experiments done by George Miller, the average number of items that can be stored is 7. Based on importance, short-term memory items can be converted into long-term memory. Unlike short-term memory, long-term memory has no limit and items are saved for an indefinite amount of time. But where is this data stored? While it is true that the hippocampus is involved in the memory-making process, it does not store the information that passes through it. The function of the hippocampus in this circumstance is to translate short-term memory to long-term memory. Memory is stored in the form of clusters of neurons found throughout the brain. These clusters, when fired, will produce the same pattern as when the original experience was created. The more often that these clusters are fired, the quicker they will respond and the clearer the memory will get. Short-term memory is stored mainly in the frontal lobe and the parietal lobe. Long-term memory is much more spread out throughout the brain. Unfortunately, there are common diseases that affect the memory storing capacity of the brain, such as Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a degenerative brain disorder that causes brain cells to waste away and eventually die, killing the neurons that are responsible for holding items that were stored in LTM. Specifically, degeneration of the cerebellum can be responsible for the dementia found in many Alzheimer's patients. Currently, there is no cure for Alzheimer's, but treatments can slow the progression of the disease in the brain. Hopefully, there will be a breakthrough, as 1 in 10 Americans over the age of 65 currently have some form of Alzheimer's. Memories are a precious thing, and unfortunately, they can be lost. On the bright side, this should inspire you to go out and make some good ones.